Picture 10. Entering the marketplace with extended hands. Alone behind a brushwood door, not even 1,000 sages are aware. Hiding your light, you shun the tracks of sages of the past. Dangling your gourd, you come into town. Thumping your staff, you return to your hut. Visiting bars and fish stalls, you turn all into Buddhas. With bare chest and feet, you come to the market. Under dirt and ash, your face breaks into a laugh. With no display of magic powers, you make withered trees burst into flower. Hands extended, feet planted in the sky. Otokoyama. On a withered branch perches a bird. At last we have come to the final stage in the 10 ox herding pictures. In the beginning, you set out in search of the ox, discovered its footprints, and finally caught a glimpse of the ox itself. Then, after catching and taming it, you finally mounted it and rode it home. Once home, however, you promptly forgot about it completely, so that you alone remained. The 8th stage was forget both self and ox, in which both you and the ox disappeared. The 9th stage was return to the origin, back to the source. There you reach that state where the green of the pines, the red of the flowers, this world just as it is the source of our universe. Now we are at the 10th stage, entering the marketplace with extended hands. Here, marketplace means village or town. So this chapter is about entering the town with extended hands to engage in saving all sentient beings. Here, Holte Osho takes the stage. He was a person who did not care at all about the way he looked, and so had a very unorthodox appearance. He had a narrow forehead, a big stomach, and long earlobes that hung down low. Always dressed in an old robe, he wandered around with a big bag, a straw mat, and a staff. Whenever he felt like it, he would just lie down and take a nap. If he happened to receive things, he would put them into his bag, and when he met any children, he would take them out of his bag and give them away. Talking and laughing, he mingled with the common folk. Up to the seventh stage, the ox forgotten, the self remains. There was an ox herd who caught and tamed the ox. But at the stage of forget both self and ox, even the ox herd disappeared. Now here, all of a sudden, Holte Osho appears. Alone behind a brushwood door, not even 1,000 sages are aware. The state of consciousness that has penetrated the way is known only to itself. This is like a mute who has had a dream. Only the mute person can know about it. When the brushwood door has been shut tight, not even 1,000 sages, not even Shakyamuni or Bodhidharma can visit. This state of consciousness is not something which allows others to drop in for a visit. Not even Shakyamuni or Canon have any comprehension of our original face, where there is no thinking. Though you know that pure, immaculate mind, which is like the perfect circle of nothingness, still you return to right where you started from, giving no hint that you know. You go back to being a fool and dim your light and mingle in the dust. Though you achieved a magnificent satori, you put it out of mind completely. That is what is meant by alone behind a brushwood door. This is the consciousness reached by masters who give no outward sign of having achieved a magnificent satori, but instead return to being fools, return to the world of ordinary people. Even if you are a scholar who has read all the books in the world, you must not give any air of being a scholar, but instead recite the Buddha's name like an illiterate person who cannot read one letter. The way of a Buddhist cannot be anything other than this. Hiding your light, you shun the tracks of sages of the past. Though you attained this unexcelled realm of the Absolute, you forget about that elevated realm completely, and instead, clad in a ragged robe, return to the marketplace to settle among ordinary people. The tracks of sages of the past refers to the patriarchs, high priests, and wise men of the past. The path which they have walked, here called tracks, are likened to rails. Jion Osho, in what looks like a heavy satirical mood, is saying that you have to get off those tracks. He is rebelling against the past rituals and saying that such a fixed and formal way of doing things is not interesting. Dangling your gourd, you come into town. Thumping your staff, you return to your hut. Holte wanders about with no particular destination. Dangling his gourd, sometimes he heads to the outskirts of town. Sometimes he heads downtown. And when he gets tired, he trudges on home with his staff. This is Holte's state of consciousness. Visiting bars and fish stalls, you turn all into Buddhas. Here, Bars refer to the local stand-up bars. Holte visits these local bars. He sticks his head in at the late-night fried chicken places and takes a seat at the roadside vendors' stalls. This is visiting bars and fish stalls. He shares a drink with the fish sellers, leaving them with a good feeling. He throws away his robe and naked jumps right in among the ordinary people. He drinks with everyone he meets and leaves all feeling satisfied. He lets everyone attain some peace of mind. The people in town, the gang of hoodlums, all are influenced by him and attain awakening. This is how Holte lives. The ideal is not to put on a purple robe, wear a gold brocade, and march in a procession of dignitaries with that sanctimonious, I would not harm a flea face of one who has attained Satori. Instead, you must throw everything away, become completely naked, melt completely in with the ordinary people, and live alongside everyone else covered in dust. Then those who come in contact with you will be saved. This is what entering the marketplace with extended hands means. With bare chest and feet, you come to the market. Under dirt and ash, your face breaks into a laugh. Holte reveals everything and has nothing to hide. He needs no shirt. He needs no title. Exposing his hairy chest down to his navel, barefoot he walks the streets of town or heads for the outskirts. Since people will be nervous if he shows that he has attained Satori, he does not reveal that he has mastered the discipline, nor does he show any trace of learning. He just laughs like a great fool, daubed with dirt and covered with ashes. That laugh, how would you describe it? Laughter fills your face. He laughs so hard, you think that his jaw would fall off. People who come in contact with that laugh return to their original good nature and awaken to their Buddhahood. Though he does not preach or lecture, everyone who sees his old monk's face is saved. With no display of magic powers, you make withered trees burst into flower. Though Holte does not use the divine powers or mystical arts of the celestials, though he is not the old man who made flowers bloom in the fairy tale just by laughing and smiling, he leads those who are rough and coarse in heart to discover the light in their lives. He does not preach miracles. He just laughs. He just drinks with them. He just sings with them. Without preaching, without offering his opinion, without giving a lecture, this monk gets in among the people, and just by his laughing and smiling, all who meet him come to feel the point and purpose of life, like flowers blooming on a withered tree. Hands extended, feet planted in the sky. Otokoyama. On a withered branch perches a bird. Otokoyama refers to a mountain in the Kyoto area. Hands extended, you join hand with ordinary people, with those cast off by the world, with those trampled underfoot, with those not worth a second glance. To go out and join hands with these people is entering the marketplace with extended hands. But your feet are planted in the sky. Your consciousness soars like Mount Otokoyama. No matter how much you extend your hands, your feet are in heaven, in the Buddha's world. And though your consciousness is in heaven, your hands reach down to the bottom of hell, into the realm of hungry ghosts. On a withered branch perches a bird, like the withered tree that flowers again. Light shines again in their hearts of those people who have been cast off into some corner of life. You set out in search of the ox, spotted the track, and caught sight of the ox. Then you caught the ox, tamed and trained the ox, and pushed yourself to the limit in discipline. But the object of all this effort must be to reach this final state of consciousness. When you have reached that highest awakened state, where the world, just as it is the Pure Land, where you yourself, just as you are the Buddha, then you must throw away this satori, and for the sake of those in suffering and distress, descend to the bottom of society, to the farthest corner of society, and awaken everyone else to this pure land as well. You must give this light of Buddha to everyone else too. This is the ultimate purpose of the 10 ox herding pictures. With this in mind, I ask you to dedicate and exert yourself to the utmost.